Hey team, how is it going? Ready for our next live with Kylie Walker? And excuse the noise in advance. I'm in Melbourne Airport at the moment, so there may be a little bit of background noise. And let's have a little look. I know that Kylie's getting on here very soon. Now we'll get started. Let's just invite here. Let's have a look. Alrighty, okay, so let's have a little look here. This is, hey Jess, how are you this morning? Hey Crystal, you can see some more here. Hey, and there's Kylie. I'm going to bring Kylie on camera with us. I think that this might be working. Alright, it's adding. One of the things I'm really grateful for today is our community of people that we get to know in our whole direct selling businesses. And that here's the beautiful Kylie, and Kylie's one of those people. Hey, gorgeous girl.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hope you can hear me all right because I'm outside.
Yeah, no, I can hear you okay. That's cool. All right, not a worry at all. No, I'm just in Melbourne Airport, so just want to make sure that the background is not too bad. So, Kylie, thanks so much for coming on and sharing with the team today. One of the things I suppose I've been starting off is the question is, how long have you been with Juice Plus and how long have you been in NMD?
Awesome.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. For passengers travelling to Sydney on Jetstar Flight 325406, due to operational requirements, we have to post a stop delay to your service this morning. We have a new departure time of 9:30 before due to commence approximately 9 a.m. through gate round 51.
Awesome. It seems longer. It seems like you've been a part of our NMD team longer, so that's cool. So, yeah, awesome. So, over that time, over those years, and I know we've had plenty of conversations over that time, and so, I know that there have been ups and downs. There have been, life has changed. You've kind of gone from traditional business to kind of transitioning out of that or whatever. What are the lessons? What's the first lesson that you wanted to share with the team this morning?
Yes, I have had lots of ups and downs along the road. Before I share a lesson, I just want to say to everyone, we all have them, no matter where you are on your journey. Just because I'm a national marketing director doesn't mean I don't have them anymore. So I like to call them blessings because that's what they are, right? You learn from them. But my biggest one, I think the first thing I wanted to share was to give everyone the opportunity, because it was something that really held me back from achieving my goals early in the piece, because I really shared, for Linda, she shares with us a lot about characters, and I've taken that on board, and my character was judgy judge. I really didn't want to be judged. So even in my family now, they come up and say, Mum, that's not Mum, it's judgy judge, you've got to get rid of that. So I love that my children have embraced it, and really helped me as well. So one of my biggest things with that was I didn't share with a lot of people around me because I assumed that they didn't need the extra money. And I was all focused on the income, because for me, that was one of the reasons why I came into this, because I do have a traditional business. I understand the power of passive income, and I saw that opportunity. But when I looked at sharing the business with people, that's what all my focus was on, was who would need an extra income. So one of my biggest lessons was a very close friend of mine who I did not share the business with because she is very, very wealthy, went and joined another network marketing business, and I was absolutely blown away. She was on our product, loved our product. So it was an opportunity that I let go by, and it's something that I have held close to me for a long time. Even when I still have that chicken list, I remember that time when, and I remind myself of that. So she's gone on and done another network marketing business, and I finally had the courage to ask her, why did you join Juice Plus? She said, I honestly didn't think you wanted me on your team. You never shared the business with me. I thought you just wanted me to be a customer. And I said, I just didn't think that you needed the extra income. I still had that story in my head, and we tell ourselves these stories, right? And we don't have the space to create someone else's story. That's their story, and we should allow them to share that with us. So when she's shared with me, she wanted community. Her husband's away a lot. don't have a lot of time together. She has a lot of celebrity kind of friends, so that creates other things. She wanted a normality. She saw these people going to conferences, just living a lifestyle, traveling and doing all that, and she saw an opportunity within that. So it was more for her community.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was something massive that I've taken away, is that don't assume what people will or won't want from this, and don't rely at all on just why you got into the business, because that's what I did.
No, absolutely. Look, it's a great lesson. And it was one of, Lorian actually touched on this, I think, last week. And I put a question into the main group the other day. What are some of the things? And I know I saw you made a comment on there. What are some of the things that you love about this business? Got nothing to do with money, because that is often the case. Many people will come join because of community, because of connection, friendships, all of those types of things as well. And I put down here, giving everyone the opportunity, like we've touched on it, where it is that gift. And if you're not prepared to kind of, give it out, it's not judging. And I love that, judgy judge. It's where you've actually kind of put the little name on it so that you can kind of call it as it is when it is. It's that whole playing above or below the line. I love that. That's excellent. So guys, think about, for those of you who are watching this morning or watching afterwards, what I would ask you to do is think, how many times have you actually done that? When has your judgy judge come out? And have you actually not taken the moment to kind of go, you know what? This is somebody that I would actually love to hang out with. I'd love to have them as part of my business. So, you know what? Let's invite them. And if they can make up their own story, like you said, we have enough time and effort that goes into making up our own stories, never mind making anybody else's up for them.
Exactly.
Cool. Excellent. Okay, cool. So that's number one. What's number two?
The next one is follow the system. You guys, whatever team you're in, you have an amazing system. And I learned from this probably not too early on, but I remember I was going for NMD, and I had a thing that I really wanted to do that for the 90-day game plan. I was so heavily focused on that. And for me, the fear of three-way calls, when Adam shared that with me, I was like, there is no way I'm doing that. That is so weird. And I'll be honest, I was like, I'm a business owner. I can do this on my own. I don't need to do that. And I started to recreate my own system. And I thought, why am I doing this? Because when I got into this business, I had 3 traditional businesses, 2 young children and a husband, so maybe 3 kids, you could maybe say. And life was pretty crazy, right? So I'm like, I had to then say to myself, I don't know if QNMD is going to happen if I keep being like this. So I said to Adam, I'm giving you 30 days. 30 days to prove to me I will surrender to this system for 30 days, and I'm going to do this 3-way call. And it was really the one thing that held me back. I remember walking into 90-day game plan and got the phone call as I actually tripped into a drawer, because I was like, oh my God, I made it. And that's how fine I cut it. But that was one thing that was holding me back. Everything was kind of happening, but that one part of the system that I was not surrendering to. And, we all talk about beliefs, and I was like, no, my belief's really strong in this, my belief's strong in that. But if you're actually honest with yourself, if you're not where you want to be right now, there is something that's holding you back. And there's some part of it. It might be the system, it might be belief. For me, 3-way calls were just so weird to me, and now I absolutely love them. And what I found, because I wasn't doing it, my team wasn't doing it either. So it was kind of that duplication wasn't happening. Now that I do it, everyone on our team does it, and I notice the ones that don't do it aren't having the success that others are having. So I think it's a really important thing to follow your system. Don't go out and try and reinvent the wheel, because it's got to be simple. This business is not hard. It has its challenges, but it really is simple. And then you take it back to simplicity. It's so much easier.
Yeah, I love that. I really do. And one of the things that we have got the benefit of is something like 3-way calls. I mean, for me, when I was starting my business, 3-way calls was actually all sitting around the same phone. Now we actually have the opportunity to be wherever and to actually pull somebody in there. And there are so many reasons for it. The first one, and actually the one that I had to get out of my own way, is that we then don't try to be the expert. We actually have got somebody else that can edify us, that can actually share, and we're showing the prospect. If we actually take it out, that some people kind of stop doing or don't participate in 3-way calls because they think they already know enough, or it'll look like they need help or whatever like that. And it's actually not that. Many of our NMDs now still do 3-way calls for themselves. They'll get somebody else on, either their upline or they'll get a buddy on to actually be able to support them, because it's not actually about you. It's actually about the prospect. The prospect gets to see that they're not just joining a person, they're actually joining a community of people that are there to support them. And when we get that out of the way and actually make it about the person and not about ourselves, it's quite amazing what can happen. And they're very powerful. In fact, I've just written myself a little note here. I'm going to put up, there was a little, I think it was last year one time, we did a little 3-way call challenge. And it was just a little challenge sheet to kind of just see how many 3-way calls people would actually book in over, over a certain period of time. I must put that form up again and over this next few days and encourage people to get out there and do 3-way calls. So I love that. So that's part of it. And again, it's all about following the system. It's in place. It's being created. It's tried and proven. It works. So just follow it.
Yeah,
That's
I think it's a matter of how you share the 3-way call. Like, I don't think my verbiage around it wasn't right. When as you just shared then, when you make it about them, when I was telling the prospect why, I think when I was sharing when I didn't believe in it and I was fearful of it, the verbiage was so different. Whereas when I did go into that heart space and was all about them and shared from that angle, hey, I hope you don't mind, I've asked Adam to jump on. The reason being is he's been in the business longer than me and he's going to be able to help answer your questions. So as Celine said, when you come from that place of I want to help you, they're like, yeah, cool, that'd be great. They actually really appreciate it and want that person to jump on. So
yeah, I love it. I love it. Okay, number 3, what have we got?
Stay close to the fire and stop focusing on your promotion. This is a massive one for me. So a bit of vulnerability, and I think it's really important even for NMDs to be vulnerable, and I really wanted to come from that place today with you guys. So
Absolutely.
I have been on a journey, and in March or April last year, I really wanted NMD for the June conference on the Gold Coast. It was close to home. I knew a lot of my team was going to be there. My family could come. And that was all I wanted. And I really focused, everything in my life became about NMD. And to be honest with you, it was the worst 3 months of my life. I didn't make NMD for June conference. And as Selena shared with me before, and it's 100% honest, I wasn't ready for it. And I really, by focusing on that promotion, I took all bits of fun out of my team, out of my business, because it was back to all about me and what I wanted. And that's not what this business is about. So focusing on that promotion, yeah, it's great to be SC and NMDQ, whatever it might be, but you need to have fun on the journey. And it's not just about that, it's about the community, the tribe, the people that you're impacting on. All of that is going to reflect in your bank account, not an NMD. There can be an SC or an SSC that earns more than an NMD because they're impacting on their life. So I see it a lot in my team, and when they don't make that fast track, it's a massive downward spiral, and then they're like, I can't do this business, I failed. You're not a failure. It's just a reward there that you went a little bit faster than the average person. But reality is not everyone does that, and that's okay. I always share Linda Evidence. I think she was at SC for so many years, like Luke Grant stayed there for 2 years or something, but it wasn't just about that. And staying close to the fire, the times that you really don't want to jump on Zoom, you don't want to go to the event, you don't want to go to the conference, you really need to go. Staying close to the fire is what is going to keep your belief strong. You're going to have that support network, and it's fun, and it opens up so much for you. Every single time I'm on a call, I learn something new. Every time. Like, we had some of our SDVFs in our hot seat in our team training on Tuesday night, like an SDVF, and I learned something from that. And that's just what it is. We all have a different journey. We all have a different story, and we can learn, from all of that. There is so much out there for you guys. So when you're in doubt, get into action. That's the only thing that's going to take you out of that doubt. So stay close to the fire. If it's not your own upline, go to the sideline. There are so many people in this community. Like, I now do my weekly Zoom event with the team. It's not even in my own direct team. And it's no monetary reward for either of us from each other, but that's what this business is about, and I love that. So the opportunity to connect with people that you've want to connect with, find a sideline buddy to go, you know what? Hey, and they really, really resonate. I love them. I resonate with them. You know, link arms with them. You know, because that is there for you.
Yeah, I love that. I really do. Because we are one big community. We can kind of get ourselves a little bit where we're, you know, if we put ourselves in silos, we're in this team, so that's the only team that we can kind of communicate with or whatever, or we're in that particular line, so that's it. It's the up line and the down line. But actually the sidelines is just so fun. Like, I mean, Jackie shared the other day, like herself and Erin have been running partners from day one. They happened to join Kira. They didn't know one another before the business. They happened to join Kira's team around the same time, but they were sideline buddies, not in the same line at all. But they've been able to support and encourage one another because they've gone through very similar journeys with young children and all that along the way. You know, one of my running partners, Sue, I remember, Sue was not in my business. We were sideline buddies as well. And it was just awesome because we were able to support and encourage one another, and be able to be there for one another. We would help one another. I'd babysit and she'd go and do some meetings, and she'd babysit and I would do some meetings. And it's just about, you know, again, leveraging resources, I suppose. But the other thing I want to kind of pull on that as well is what you said around, you know, focusing on the promotion. So there's two sides to that, I suppose. The thing is that I totally agree insofar as that, you know what, your next promotion is your most important one. If you want to be along, you know, go further, that's great, but it's the one that's in front of you. However, don't get so caught up in it that it's not fun, that it's not, because it's not just about that. It's actually about the person you become on the journey to that position. That's actually what's even more important. And like, you know, like we've talked about this before, and like you said, you know, there will be the time when you actually go and you grow, and then you'll tick it off, and you'll be thinking, why haven't I ticked it off before? And it's just because you haven't actually been ready. You just haven't been ready for it. And that's the thing. It was Shani, I think it was, that said at her in our NMD speech, and I'll never forget it. I thought it was really good. Each promotion brings another little devil. It's kind of got a growth period you've got to go through. You think you've done all the growth, and then you tick that one off, and then you get to the next one, you kind of go through another whole series of growth, and it's like, when do I stop growing? And I'm here to tell you guys, it never stops, okay? So, so just keep going. It really is. And that, but I've loved watching your journey, Kylie. I know that, you know, there were early on in the piece, you were very much about doing it your own way and your own system and whatever like that. And as you become more and more part of this community, you've realized, okay, actually, you know what, these people do genuinely want to help and support me. And that can take a little while for people to get used to, because that's not norm out there. That's not the norm. So I think just being aware of that is paramount in that. So I love those lessons. So, you know, bringing it back to, you know, catch yourself being judgy judge. Okay, so this is for everyone. Follow the system, especially those three-way calls. Kylie said that they've worked, you know, they've worked for. And so many people have said stay close to the fire, and I'm really glad that you repeated that one, because I think it is one of the most important ones. When we stay close to the fire, we actually get to participate in the fun as well. And if it's not fun, we're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Nah.
I just wanted
awesome.
to, before we jump off, that I really wanted to just share something that around fun and expectation. You know, release your team from expectations, because I think that was a massive one that I had in that March last year. I went to Linda's house and I cried for about an hour and a half, and we got everything out. An expectation, I had to get that off my shoulders. So I really want to, I guess, leave you guys with have fun on your journey, and remember why you're here. I don't think we do that enough. You know, when you're in those moments of I can't do this anymore, this isn't for me, I'm not good enough, all those horrible things we say to ourselves, remember why you're here. And the next thing is, sorry, my husband's practical. And the next thing is, you know, remember why you're here and ask yourself, is that still important to you? Because if it's not important to you anymore, then that's probably why you're getting out of action. If that is still important to you, then look in the mirror and ask yourself, what do I need to do right now? Who do I need to reach out to right now to help me through this challenge I might be having?
Amen to that. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Dawn. I really appreciate you taking the time to catch up with us this morning. And just have a beautiful, beautiful day. Love your wisdom. Take care.
Thank you, lovely.
God bless. Bye. Bye.